Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see they found at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have some sad news. CVS is increasing their layoffs as the industry continues to be in turmoil. Their competitor Walgreens, let's just say the stock has dropped like a Boeing airplane, unfortunately. I think it's trading for about $9 per share, losing like double digits. It's a rough time for the industry. Now, this is brought to us thanks to LinkedIn, specifically Kate Chapman, who's a writer over there. There you can see a picture. You can see a picture of the CVS, and you know in this particular case, this picture is not taken in San Francisco, because none of the products are behind locked plexiglass displays, which, yeah, kind of shows the culture in the business area of San Francisco. It's not a great place. Now, they did, of course, CVS did close some stores in there a couple months ago, as most of them have done, but this is a little bit worse. Now, specifically, they're laying off right under 3,000 employees, which is really rough. Now, they say specifically, quote, CVS Health says it's planning to lay off 2,900 employees, or less than 1% of its workforce, as it mulls a possible breakup under pressure from investors. The nation's largest drugstore by market share added that the job cuts would affect corporate jobs, not frontline jobs in our stores, pharmacies, and distribution centers. CVS, which began closing roughly 900 stores in 2022, disclosed layoff for about 5,000 workers last year. Pharmacies have been struggling with lower reimbursement rates for drugs and competition for snacks and household items from Amazon and big box chains like Walmart, which, yeah, again, talk about the 500-pound gorilla in the room, or I don't know where they have in Arkansas, Razorbacks, so the hogs. I know some things. Beautiful state. Haven't been there yet. But nevertheless, I mean, when I talk to folks about where do they buy their pharmaceutical needs when they do arise, well, the two biggest names I hear consistently, if you're looking for a brick and mortar, it's going to be Costco or Walmart. And again, one of the overwhelming values of Walmart, not financial advice, although, geez Louise, I wish I bought their stock decades ago. That's been shooting up like a rocket. But Walmart has darn near everything you have in life. Unfortunately, they decided to get rid of guns in some of their stores, so it's not truly as good as it used to be. Need to make Walmart great again, but I partially digress. Again, most Walmarts now have, the majority of the locations are the super Walmarts, which are, ginormous, and they also have the pharmaceutical, the pharmacy inside with the I forget what you call it, not to be pejorative, I forget that the particular technical term is for the people who work there. In addition to the pharmacists, they have there's a word that eludes me at the moment for the consultation that you could also get there, but it's a great value add. It's, right before you need to get your groceries, go there. Also, Amazon is, obviously they're growing exponentially. They're starting to deliver drugs. And I suspect in terms of, market adjustments, and again, none of this financial advice, gotta say it because this is America, and litigation is always a thing. Well, I can't but think all you really need is one pen stroke from some politician to say you can deliver every single drug to a house or apartment, and maybe they just have a caveat on you have to show your ID, which, well, some people would hate, but you have to have an ID or just well, nowadays you could have a drone with facial recognition. And now that I think about it, that would probably be one of the industries that'll be most disrupted by drone deliveries, because one of the biggest detriments to drones and EVs in general when it comes to technology adaptation is the range anxiety, or just the ability to deliver at long range. Pharmaceuticals are pretty lightweight, so that would make it perfect for deliveries via drone. So maybe even build some type of facial recognition software in terms inside the drone, so you can actually just scan your face and know it's you. Not sure how the consumer might react to that in terms of cultural adaptation, but when I look at, what's the future look like for CVS and Walgreens, I mean, there's always a couple cars there, but like the use case for them being around, it was key when I was in college. When, shoot, I was living in an apartment or, on campus where everything is a walking distance. They weren't driving out to get to a big grocery store. I would go to the CVS and pay, unfortunately, a premium for, some knickknacks and food and snacks. But that was also before the real proliferation of Amazon. Granted, I bought a textbook or two off the site, but with so many delivery mechanisms, and then of course, you have Walmart and Target and other competitors having delivery for food and more things. I mean, what is a business use case for CVS anymore? What is the driving reason Walgreens should exist? And I struggled to see it. They have many of the same products. You might be able to argue the number of locations is greater, and you drive, maybe the convenience factor over something like the current competition. But with the competition adding more and more features and more benefits, folks. I mean, it stinks because it's never good when people are losing their jobs, and hopefully these employees they were laid off at corporate, they're able to find gainful employment at one of the competitors, and hopefully they're not unemployed too long. Especially sucks because it's Q4 getting close to the holiday season. But yeah, let me know in the comments, when was the last time you actually went to a CVS or went to a Walgreens to buy anything, and what's the compelling reason to go there versus the competition? I mean, it's just I drive past them, I see them everywhere, but I don't know what the real compelling reason is to get your foot in the door, which again is the whole issue when it comes to retail, especially brick and mortar. What is that compelling reason to get people to go shop there, go physically into the building and buy some stuff? And yeah, personally, I can't think. I'm trying to remember the last time I honestly went to a CVS. Maybe there's a gift card for a birthday, which again, it's a pretty. I admit that's a pretty weak gift in terms of not being very personal. Though it is pretty uncontroversial to give like a gift card as a gift to someone. But as a gift card, you can get like the Visa gift cards over there. I think about like 4 or 5, 6. What was it? It was 5 or 6 years ago, and it was just convenient because it was right there. And I think it's just the timing is right next to this. Is right, right next to the street. Is right there. And with Walmart, you do have to drive a little bit to get to the door. It's a little bit more of a process. So speed, it was a little bit faster. So I guess that's why I went in at that time. But again, I haven't been since. But let me know in the comments. And I mean, I would especially be fascinated. Obviously, if you're talking pharmaceuticals, don't put that in the comments. But when was the time you actually went to the stores? And are you a fan of them? And are you going to continue to patronize them? And why not just go to Walmart, go to Target, go to a store that can facilitate a greater number of your needs to decrease on, save you time and money? Let me know in the comments because, as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.